Being around the New York Knicks in 1987, 1988, and 1988 and 1989 was like being in the presence of the exact opposite of the rudderless, drama-filled squad that exists now. The Knicks began the 1987-88 season with the charismatic Mark Jackson, a true homegrown rookie point guard, one of the greatest young centers in the league, Patrick Ewing, and the sport's hottest young coach, Rick Pitino. A chubby young man was thrown into this fleeting form of basketball heaven and was only too eager to join the celebration his big brother was throwing inside the world's most famous arena. This the story of the 500-pound monster NBA player's fear. Does the name Troy Jackson remind you of anyone? What if we refer to him as Escalade? Yes, the fact that the Escalade developed under the guidance of the player with the fourth most assists in NBA history is one of the many amazing facts about one of the finest, most well-known, and unquestionably the biggest streetball players of all time. Not that ES was ever accustomed to telling people that. Who would ever? What a route the Escalade forged, blazing his own trail while he sped down the road, first conquering hurdles with his enormous size, then with his much greater kindness. In reality, Little Bro had surpassed Big Bro in prominence by 2005, when Mark's legendary playing career ended and Escalade was on the Sports Illustrated cover. Who was this 6'10", 450-pound behemoth whose weight fluctuated wildly between 360 and 500 pounds, who was still breaking cats off with crossovers, finishing with dunks, and knocking everyone's socks off with smiles as big as his midsection when he passed away from hypertensive heart disease in 2011 at the age of 38? Let's take a look at his beginnings. Escalade Jackson was the youngest of Harry and Marie Jackson's 5 children when he was born on January 11, 1973, in Queens. While Mark excelled at St. John's University in Queens and Bishop Laughlin Memorial High School in Brooklyn, Troy followed in his footsteps as a young CYO baller for St. Paschal. When I first saw him play, he was 10 or 11 years old, Mark says. He was playing ball. Troy took a little longer to take the game seriously than Mark did, possibly distracted by the comparatively lavish lifestyle Mark had shared with him since he was a little lad. I mean, who wouldn't be when your brother is an NBA star? Journey to fame. Troy was selected by Wallace Community College in Selma, Alabama, as a result of his playing prowess at Half Hollow Hills High School East in Long Island, and some spectacular ball handling and passing he displayed at Rucker Park in Harlem. After 2 seasons of play there, he left following his second year after being selected to the All-Region team. Troy then used his community college experience to his advantage and got a chance to play for a Division I team when renowned coach Denny Crum offered him a scholarship to the University of Louisville, one of the top basketball programs in the country. The squad needed Troy to drop weight in order to keep his spot, and thus there were rules. He would no longer be allowed to tip the scales at over 500 pounds as he did at Wallace. At Louisville, he managed to keep that number far below 400, despite only getting enough playing time to score an average of 3 points. Troy played for the Harlem Globetrotters briefly after graduating from college and continued to play regularly in New York's streetball scene. He continued to be a prominent figure in New York's vibrant streetball scene. Streetball, once regarded as an unprofitable and grassroots form of basketball, was undergoing a transformation of its own. Enter In One, a brand that would play a pivotal role in elevating streetball's status in the world of basketball. Through their mixtapes, tours, and ESPN2 show, And One effectively turned streetball into a major industry. They captured the essence of the raw, unscripted, and electric style of play that had been flourishing in the streets for years. And One's mixtapes were a sensation, featuring some of the most jaw-dropping streetball moves and showcasing the incredible skills of players like Troy. These tapes became a cultural phenomenon, attracting a dedicated fan base and introducing streetball to a broader audience. East joined us for the tour in 2003, right as we were really taking off, and he had a huge presence with the fans, says Mandy Murphy, who was the public relations manager for And One from 2002 to 2006, and is now head of growth, strategy, and development at Peace Players International. We do these autograph lines after the games, and people would be intimidated at first because of his size, but he was such a big teddy bear. People would be like, "Of course I'm a fan of yours, but I didn't know you'd be so nice in person." He'd talk people's heads off about where they went to school, what they were into, much friendlier than people would expect. Now, I am sure you all must be wondering, how did he get so big? I've been telling you about his big size, but how did he gain all that? Why not let Mark answer that? He said, at his size, with his athleticism and his ability to handle the ball, he wanted to make it in basketball, and in a way he did. His main battle was the weight. His age was significantly younger than us. When my father got paid on a Friday, he would take the youngest child out to do something special, which was frequently to have a Big Mac at McDonald's. He was therefore always large, but even at his size, he was still capable of dominating some levels of opposition. He had a fantastic sense of the game, But it was only as the competition got tougher that you realized how much his size and conditioning impacted him. What was Troy like as a player? This information would not have come to us if not for the professor, who said, first off, he had a really high b-ball IQ. Obviously, he got flair, knowledge, and so much swag from Mark. He had a great high school career, good JUCO, and then he spent time at Louisville with some great coaches. He really knew the game. He was a good facilitator out of the post, and a real leader on the floor, which is rare for a post player. He was so smooth, with great hands and touch. On the streetball level, people loved him because of the way he could pass and handle for a big guy. I don't think there's ever been anyone in streetball with his size that could move and handle like he did. People still love him. Just look today. His videos go crazy viral. I'd say 2003 to 2004 was his prime. There were many times when he'd do a move and then dunk in the lane. A lot of guys can lose their balance after a move when they get into the lane. Ease could finish his moves with a dunk. That was always really impressive, especially at 6'9" 400 pounds. His passing. Soon after the 2005 SI cover, the N1 Tour began to lose power as the brand was sold and fans lost interest, at least in the numbers that were filling gyms and parks in the early 2000s. However, players like Escalade and Professor continued to have a following and could draw sizable crowds both on and off the court. As Mark said, he could go to a club where an NBA role player, who might make millions a year, wouldn't even get recognized, but Troy would be VIP. Not only did everyone know him, they loved him. Escalade was a sought-after player for any streetball organization thanks to this much love. At the time of his passing, he was in Los Angeles with the Ball Up tour group. With Professor, he passed away during his sleep due to hypertensive heart disease on February 20th, 2011. Today, Troy would be 44. The days of his playing would have ended, but it's not difficult to picture him still having a significant impact on the field as an announcer, coach, scout, or online celebrity. And that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Do give it a like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Comment down all your thoughts and tap on the bell icon so you never miss any upload. Bye.